On Tuesday night, Syracuse men's basketball defenders were trying to defend Miami out on the perimeter. But then, in a blink of an eye, the Hurricanes were living right here in the paint, shooting 58% on two-pointers. All week, Adrian Autry and Syracuse men's basketball talked about one thing, and that's playing a full 40 minutes. Losing momentum halfway through games has been a struggle all season. But tonight, the Orange made it all the way to the end. However, when SU needed shots most to fall in the second half, they clanked right off this rim and came right back down. The Orange shot 8 of 30 after the break. But the greatest shows always have a great grand finale to go along with it, and the Orange certainly provided that. But one place where Syracuse and Adrian Autry could not turn to very often was down here at the bench. The Orange's second unit only had 4 points on a combined 1 of 8 shooting from the field. Girls lacrosse at the Central New York Family Sports Center looks the same from team to team. However, each player has to make a key decision. Do you play with headgear or with goggles? Regardless of your decision, blows to the head are common throughout the sport.
Probably a few times a game you see it.
Bobby Arante, the director of sales at Gate Lacrosse, claims the younger the player, the more beneficial headgear really is.
So I think the early age girls, it's beneficial to have the women's headgear. I think as you get older and you become more fluent with your stick skills, I'm indifferent. I think some girls should use it if they think it's beneficial for their safety.
One of those older players who sticks with goggles is Sierra Carr, a junior at Paul V. Moore High School.
I know for me, I wear goggles. So when I'm running through, dodging through, it's more of it you're always tucking your head down and trying to get through. With passing too, you're just worried about sticks hitting your head and it hurts.
So why not wear one?
I just prefer not to wear it because the padding in it is thick. They put a lot of padding in it, and for me it gives me a headache.
Players and coaches form some of their own opinions based off their experiences on the field. But what about someone who's seen more games right here at the CNY Family Sports Center than almost anybody? Joe Patrick of the Syracuse Board for Women's Lacrosse Officials says his view on this issue isn't exactly set in stone.
I've been doing this for probably 15 years, and to be honest with you, I've been back and forth on it. I've thought a lot about it, obviously. You can leave a game saying, oh my gosh, what just happened? And you leave more games saying, yeah, that was okay, we were fine, no issues.
In 2021, a University of Florida study revealed that players in states who don't require headgear had a 59% higher concussion rate than players in Florida, the only state currently with a headgear mandate. Around that same time, Dr. Patricia Kelshaw, who worked in collaboration on that study, made a presentation to USA Lacrosse detailing her own findings.
Athletes tended to agree with some statements related to headgear allows me to be more aggressive, women's lacrosse should wear more protective equipment, and headgear increases how often I'm hit in the head when I play.
And that is the other side of this coin. It's a common notion girls are more inclined to take contact with a helmet on.
And then they went with helmets, and there was more contact.
Girls that have helmets are more carefree about it. They're able to run through easier without and not having to worry about so much about getting hit.
Unless more states rule in favor of headgear mandates, the balance between more protection and less protection will continue. Ryan Bridges, NCC News.
When I did give her jacket, it was after a big win, so that just topped it off.
Gabriel Soria took his daughters, Bella and Ruby, to attend a San Diego Mojo game during the team's inaugural season. That's when the entrepreneur saw an opportunity.
After their first experience with that first game, they loved it, had a great time, great experience with the game. I was like, you know what? I would love to give back.
I was shocked by it. He had reached out and said he wanted to present me with something, and I had no idea what it was. So I was actually pretty emotional when I got it.
Soria gifted head coach Tiba Hanif Park a custom jacket celebrating her first year on the job.
That is so dope. This is probably one of the best gifts I've ever received.
My daughters are going to have that for the rest of their lives, so you can't put a price on that.
The former Olympian and reigning PVL Coach of the Year is gearing her squad up for the season ahead.
Right, let's get him on top!
And says the jacket is not just appreciated by her, but the rest of the team.
Oh, everybody asked where they could get one. My assistant coaches were like, yo, do we get one? Is this a staff thing or what? I said, no, this is for me. This is a gift. This is special.
While the jacket that Coach Hanif Park is wearing is one of one and special to their inaugural season, she hopes what it represents carries on much longer and to way more people.
I really wanted to wear it during one of the games, especially one of the televised games. For them to wrap their arms around us right away, I wanted to give back and say, look, this is what our fans represent. This is who we are. This is how they show up for us. And so it was a really proud moment to be able to wear that during a match for everyone to see.
In Miramar, I'm Ryan Bridges.
Well, Ryan, forget about the score for a second, because 24-5 might just say it all. But what are the things that you saw on the field that made you think, hey, this team could make the Final Four?
It was the offensive depth, really, for Syracuse. The amount of guys that they could put out there that can attack short sticks, beat their man one-on-one. That was something that Joey Spallina said in his on-field interview right after the game. The first 6-7 goals were just guys dodging, beating their man one-on-one, and scoring. And so when Syracuse goes up against these better teams, they're going to need to learn how to attack those short sticks, and they have a lot of offensive depth, a bunch of guys who are now upperclassmen who can teach the younger guys how to do it, and they're super strong at every position.
Well, John Galloway, a former SU goalie, won a pair of national titles in net. But today it was Jimmy McCool in net for his first career start. Ryan, did you think that he looked comfortable? What did you notice?
He looked very comfortable out there, Shrikar, and it was especially because I think he's practiced against guys like Joey Spallina and Owen Hiltz for the past couple months, certainly throughout the entire fall, and he knows what he's doing. He was able to learn behind Will Mark last year. Obviously, you're going to go with the guy who's got more experience, but the sophomore Jimmy McCool is ready to take on this mantle of being the Syracuse men's lacrosse goalie, and that's probably the position that Syracuse is least experienced in. So if he's playing well like he did today, only allowing 2 goals in 3 quarters, Syracuse has chances at a national championship this year. And that wasn't exactly a fair fight at all. But when 2 great quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen match up, you can bet on it being an all-time classic. The Ravens and the Bills. The winner is on to play the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. Let's head out to Highmark Stadium, where temperatures were below 10 degrees at kickoff. You got to make sure you have your toe warmers. But that didn't stop these 2 offenses from going right down the field. The Ravens score on their opening possession. Ray Davis responds to the touchdown. It's 7-all. Moving on to the second quarter, Lamar Jackson ducks out of a sack, but then gets stripped by Damar Hamlin. Von Miller picks it up, takes it into Baltimore territory, and then Josh Allen push into the end zone. 14-7 Bills in the second quarter. 15 seconds left in the half. Allen takes it once again and powers his way through from 4 yards out. Bills 21-10 at halftime. Skip ahead to the fourth quarter. Lamar Jackson, his Ravens down 5 in the fourth quarter, and Mark Andrews loses the ball. Terrell Bernard, the strip and the recovery. The Bills only get 3 out of the next drive, though, so the Ravens down 8, a 1-score game. Lamar, 1:30 left, roaming around in the pocket, buying time, as he always does so well. He finds his other tight end, Isaiah Likely, the sliding grab, but the Ravens still down by 2 points. They need the 2-point conversion. Jackson out to his right. Mark Andrews is wide open, and he drops it. That's how Baltimore's season ends. They go on to lose 27-25. The Bills, they're on to the AFC Championship game. They're playing the Chiefs for the 4th time in the last 5 years.